Hi, Link Crew. Great to see you. Happy Friday. We made it through another week at San Marcos. I'm excited for another week of doing activities with you. We got a couple challenging activities today. Are you up for a challenge today?
Yes.
Excitement. I love the excitement. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. What I'd like you to do is please crumple this piece of paper into a ball. You've all done this before. I'm sure you've done this. Never in class, though. But you've done this before. Crumple it up just like this. Just like this. And here's what I'd like. I'm going to move this desk just slightly. And I'd like you to line up. I'd like you to line up right behind Lynn, please. Please line up right behind Lynn. Right behind Lynn. So really, really tough challenge. What you need to do is take that ball and throw it into the trash can. Go ahead. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. How was that? Was that challenging? Not really challenging, was it? Huh. All right, fine. I'll make it more challenging. We'll do this again. Take another piece of paper. Crumple it up like a ball again. Crumple it up like a ball again. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, how's it going?
Are you guys doing like a video shoot?
We are. You're actually in it. Perfect. We'll just keep it going.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep the garbage can here, but I'm going to move you back a little bit. We're going to make this a little bit more challenging. How about we do this? Why don't we line up even with the back of this chair? So, Lynn, if you want to start us again, just line up here, right at the back. Let's see if you can make it for this one. Ooh, close. Oh, also close. Woo, whoa, that was good. Not bad. How did that feel?
More challenging?
Yeah, it was a little harder though. A little bit more challenging. However, when you were standing there, did you think you could make it? Did it motivate you a little bit to try to make that shot?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Because you think about it, if you're there, right, and you're just far enough to where it's a little challenging, but it's not far enough to be overwhelming. Could you imagine if I had put you all the way in the back? Right? What would you have made? Right? How are you supposed to make it from all the way in the back? So here's what we're going to do. This activity is good for goal setting. Because in high school, we want to have goals. Some of us, that's going to be going to a 4-year college. For others of us, it's going to be making it through AP World History. For others of us, it's going to be making sure that you make some sort of varsity sport. We all have goals here at San Marcos High School. But what we want to learn how to do is make goals that are not too easy. Right? Like the first one, that wasn't really even fun. You kind of were looking at me like I was crazy. Right? You're like, right? But we want goals that are difficult, challenging, yet still attainable. Kind of like that middle distance there that we did. That makes sense? So here's what we're going to do. What I'd like you to do is actually uncrumple that piece of paper that you have. Uncrumple that piece of paper that you have. I'm going to give you a minute and a half. What I want you to do is, and you can go anywhere you want. You don't have to stand here and do it. I want to make sure that this is something that's more personal for you. I want you to write 1 or 2 goals that you have at San Marcos High School. 1 or 2 goals that you have that you want to have done by this 4 years. Again, it could be making a varsity sport, making it onto madrigals, getting a spot in the fall drama. It can be taking 1 AP class. It could be taking 10 AP classes and going to Stanford. Whatever your goal is, just make sure, number 1, it's attainable. And number 2, it's not too easy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you a minute and a half. You can do that. Go. So now that you've written your goals, now it's time to symbolically show how we're going to attain and reach those goals. So, garbage can's there. You're standing at an attainable yet challenging distance. And what I'm going to have you do is just to show symbolically that we're doing this at San Marcos High School, I want you to shoot your goal into the garbage can. Is that cool? All right, go ahead and do it. Woo! High five! Yes! Yes! High five! Nice shot! Woohoo! High five! Great job! Now that you've started making goals, we can even do an even harder challenge. So you'll wait till we have what's next.
All right, Link Crew leaders, I wanted to do some insider tips for our first activity on Friday. So, a couple things to keep in mind with this goal setting activity is that it is more of a low-key activity. So you want to maintain enthusiasm. You got to sell it, Okay, you gotta sell that it's fun, you gotta sell that it's interesting, and you gotta sell that it's worthwhile. So stay positive, stay pumped. This is the coolest ball I've ever thrown in a trash can. Number 2, use your personal goals as an example, alright? That breaks down the barriers, it asks them to be a little bit more reflective. If you give some personal goals about what you're gonna write on your paper, and maybe you do the activity too, that will hopefully get them thinking a little bit more. And make sure to give them some personal time to write down their goals. On that note, diversify your examples. Some folks will resonate with the academic goals, some with athletics, some with performance, some with just personal goals. It's important that we have a lot of personal goals like getting enough sleep that year. Welcome all types of goals, all right? By diversifying your examples. Number 4, what if they miss? All right? That's gonna happen. So you gotta be prepared. It's all about being positive. In reality, people make goals all the time and they might not hit them the first try. That's a great example to bring in that we don't give up even though we fail. The goal is still important to you. You're gonna give up on the first try. So say, hey, that's all right. We don't give up on the first try because we really want it, and you give them as many opportunities as they need to be successful. All right, Link Crew leader, good job with the last activity. I think we need to step it up a notch. Really put our team building to work. So right now you're getting a little section of cups. You're gonna hold these with both of your hands, and the task is simple. All right. As a team, you have to get this marble from this predetermined area all the way to the floor. And the key is that the marble never touches the ground. As soon as the marble touches the ground, you have to start over again. Couple other rules. Again, 2 hands on the cups. Your hands can never touch the marble. If I see hands on the marble, you start over again. And to get you started, I'm going to have you line up at the beginning. So come over here, Lynn. We're going to be in a straight line, and you're going to put your cups together. You'll see that you'll make a tube for your marbles. You got to get close. There you go. And what's going to happen is I'm going to start the marble on this end, and it's going to roll through. As soon as it's passed through your section, now you can move. You're not going to run. You're going to walk to the end of the line. You got to get there before the marble so that you can continue it on. So once it's passed through your cup, you can come along and then keep the chain going. Any questions? All right, let's give this the old try here. Woo, looking good. Communicate. You can communicate. Use your words. Oh! First try. Anything that you learned from that try that you might want to apply to this one so we can all get that out here? Any techniques? Having someone go on the opposite side. Any communication that you might want to make with each other before we start? You got it. No problems. All right, let's do this. That was awesome. You guys worked together so well. Way to go. Bam. Yes. Yes.
Woo.
Success to team, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is going to be a really fun activity, but it's definitely a challenging activity. When students come across a challenge like that, sometimes what the reaction is going to be is actually being nervous, making it into a joke. The more enthusiastic you are, the more pumped you are, the more comfortable they're going to be, and the more they're going to want to do the activity and not shy away from it. So we put extra exclamation points there to make sure that you maintain